Hello and welcome back to another board game review. This week I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to review a game by Fantasy Flight, who are known for their excellent board games. However, this one is a hybrid. It's basically a miniatures game. Yep, that's right, you heard me right. You heard me first time. A miniatures game by Fantasy Flight. Okay, so Fantasy Flight, like previously mentioned, are known for doing their games with moulded miniatures, all-in-one miniatures. They've had the Star Wars license for a long time, going across a range of things, card games, all sorts of stuff. So this one come out, obviously a lot of publicity with its license. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the box. Okay, and then I'm going to take it down to the table. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you all the sprues, all the books, all the little bits and bobs, and I'm going to come back up top and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Okay guys, so here we go. Star Wars Legion, a miniatures game of epic battles in a galaxy far, far away. It's by Fantasy Flight Games and it's designed by Alex Davey. Okay, so let's turn the box over and we'll have a look and see the contents on the back. Okay, so as you can see, we have a beautiful Final Fantasy artwork. Star Wars Legion, a period of civil war. The Galactic Empire tightens its grip on a galaxy, wielding overwhelming military might with unchecked ruthlessness. Standing bravely in their way are the heroic soldiers of the Rebel Alliance, striking from hidden bases in a desperate gambit to cripple the Empire's war machine. It's an epic struggle in which every battle could mean a difference between victory and defeat. So already we have the blurb that's got us into the Star Wars mood, okay? So there's the usual pictures of all the minis that we get that are built, which I've got to do yet anyway, which should be fun. Everybody who knows me hobby-wise knows exactly how much I hate super glue and resin. Okay, so that's going to be fun. Okay, so the box here lists the contents. So that says 33 plastic miniatures, 8 plastic barricades, 15 dice, 3 movement tools, 1 range ruler, 8 unit cards, 35 upgrade cards, 14 command cards, 12 battle cards, 1 round counter, and 107 assorted tokens. Fantasy Flight love the tokens, don't they? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm now going to get the old trusty blue scissors and I'm going to open the box. Preferably without taking my hands off. And across the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to turn that over and we'll have a look at the contents together. Okay, so we finally got the box open and here we go. So as is per normal with Fantasy Flight games, we have the usual Fantasy Flight little booklet. Basically just lists other games in their ranges, and trust me, they have some absolutely brilliant ones. Okay, so it's just basically like a little catalogue booklet. Okay, and then we have the actual Learn to Play book, which I will put to one side and we'll have a look at in a minute. Oh my word, here we go. Here's the tokens. So we have a clip of tokens. Well, not a clip so much, sorry. A board of tokens which we need to actually clip out. So there's various tokens there for the game, which some of them I have an idea what they mean. Some look quite familiar from other games. So what we'll do is I will clip them out in a bit and we'll have a look at them. And we have what looks like a load of plastic. So I think we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. Excuse me. So we have what looks like, I said sprues earlier, but we have, oh this is nice, okay. So we have the miniatures, but they're all actually bagged in their own separate bags. I'm not sure that's coming out on camera, hopefully that'll be okay for you. Okay, so we have several of these. I'm not going to bother unboxing or unwrapping all them out of little things because obviously they appear to be clipped together models, and I think it was, they said 33 on the back of the box, so you know we're going to be here all day if I'm going to actually unclip and unpull and sort all those out for you. Okay, so when we go through the box, I'm going to go away and do what I normally do. I'm going to build all the models and we'll come back. So put them over there, out of sight for now. Okay, that obviously appears to be another one. And another one. Okay, so we've now done the top row. Moving down to the middle row, I think I just knocked the box there. Where are we? Okay, so these are the, oh, they're the barricades, okay? So these all look generic and they all look the same. But just for fun, let's have a look at them. Okay, so there we go. And it's like a little triangle by the look of it. And these, in game terms, are obviously used to block line of sight. So if I'm shooting at your stormtroopers with my rebels and your guys are behind there, then obviously it's going to be harder for me to hit, etc. Okay, so that's the bag there for those. What have we got here? Oh, okay. So these are the movement sticks by the look of it. Anybody familiar with the excellent Star Wars X-Wing game will be well aware of movement templates and stuff like that. If memory serves me right, I think these just clip together. Oh, I missed something off the top there, which looks like a couple of little plastic stands, which will obviously be for the speeder bikes. I can see legs, so this would appear to be the little AT walker for the rebels. Oh, okay, this looks like a nice sprue. This is going to be the speeder bikes. So just to give you a little idea there. Oh, these are going to be fiddly. I can see it coming. Okay. I say that because of a couple of little bits, little flaps and stuff like that I can see further down in the bag. I hate super glue and I hate little bits. They're really not a good combination. Oh, okay, looks like our heroes. You can probably see a little bit of a body of Darth Vader there. And looks like a little bit of a, oh yeah, there we go. There's Vader's head, if you can see that one there. It's picked up in focus. And obviously the back of Luke Skywalker. So they're our commanders, our heroes. We have more range rulers, which again, I'm going to put all these together in a minute. And I'll show you properly. The last thing you need to see is me bumbling around with plastic. Okay. As is per Fantasy Flight, there's a lovely bag of dice, and I can guarantee you one thing, being a player of Fantasy Flight's games, and they're not going to like me saying this, but they're notorious for it. They give us our dice, and you usually need to buy another one, which quite handily comes in an expansion pack, which is normally between £10 and £15. So yeah, if you are watching Fantasy Flight, I love your games, but you know, please bear in mind and be a little bit more considerate to us gamers. Obviously, because the price of your products are quite high up there. They are worth it, don't get me wrong, but you know, a little bit of a gripe there. What do we have? Okay, we have bases. So these come in a maroony kind of colour for the rebels, I presume. And I'm presuming that they're going to be give the stormtroopers and the Imperials the Empire the Grey. Okay. Some bigger bases, so these will obviously be this one, the big large maroon one is going to be for the Rebel Walker, and maybe the grey ones are going to be for the two speeder bikes. And we have a couple of packs of cards. Okay, now automatically these look really nice. I'm just going to open them and just show you a little bit of the art. Let's self-indulge. Obviously being a Star Wars fan and watching this review, you may well appreciate this, okay? Where are we? So yeah. So I'm not going to bother going through like what these cards mean, because obviously, like I said earlier, you know, I'm unboxing it. I haven't played the game. I'm you know, I'm aware of how it runs and stuff, but the initial impressions of the cards is like the art is like really nice. These are obviously cards to do with the actual game and deployment and stuff. Okay. And these look like unit cards with all the different numbers and things. Okay, so they look really nice, and again, there are a smaller pack of Fantasy Flight in-game cards as well. I'm not sure how these are picking up on a camera, but again, you know, the artwork, typical Fantasy Flight standard, absolutely lovely. You know, I'll give them the due. You know, they get hold of a license and they really do work it. Okay, so that's enough of the cards there. So that is the unboxing. What I'm going to do now is we can take a look through the book, the Learn to Play guide, have a quick look at that, and then I'm going to go away and I'm going to build those lovely models, probably get stressed as heck and glue myself to pieces with the super glue, and yeah, there we go. So folks, here we are, Star Wars Legion Learn to Play. A nice picture of Vader on the front there. Okay, as is the norm, and for those of you who actually watch a few of my gaming videos, you know how much I absolutely love this. Quick reference guide on the back of the book. So, you know, you go away, you read the rough rules, get a quick idea of how it plays, and then you put one of these things down by you as a reference. What I tend to do is if the guide is a good one, I normally tend to go away, photocopy it, laminate it, and get a couple of copies, one for you, one for me, and we both got a reference guide by us. Okay, so opening this up. Okay, so to usual fare, introduction, game overview, using this Learn to Play booklet, which I presume would be self-explanatory with the title of it. Okay, the components. So I've got, oh my word, look at that amount of models I've got to build. Eek. Okay, and just going over the contents, which we have seen already. I will open the cardboard folder and I will show you what those tokens look like. Okay, miniature assembly diagrams. So this is where it's going to catch a few people out. Like I mentioned earlier, Fantasy Flight do games like Imperial Assault and things like that that have all the actual miniatures, you know, as in one, all moulded, pre-moulded and pre-built. This one, with being a miniatures game, obviously, it's got the sprues for us to do ourselves. So I will dare a little bit of caution on if there's any of you guys out there watching this that have never built models before. You know, please be aware you can need clippers, you can need super glue, a lot of patience. But yeah, you know, it's an interesting hobby, it really is. Okay, so learning to play the game, okay? Learning battle setup. Oh, what are these? There you go, they look like unit cards. Yeah, prepare command cards. What's that there? Place units and prepare supply, whatever that means. Okay, learning the battle setup. It looks like it's going to be a basic battle to start off with. There are only a couple of units by the look of it of Rebels, a couple of units of Empire and a character each. So we are actually going to have to go away and buy more units for this. But, you know, it's not a big deal if you're a player of things like Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, anything like that. These are business models that we're used to be honest. Okay, so the object of the game, the key concepts. Okay, so it looks like we are dealing with units. So that'd be like, say, 4 or 5 like rebel troops or 4 or 5 stormtroopers per unit, I'd imagine. Okay, ranks. Oh, what's that there? Yeah, commander, corps, special forces, support, and heavy. And then we have a guide playing the game. So it looks like we have a command phase. Okay, you select command cards, determine priority, issue orders. Okay, so there's a little bit about issuing orders. So obviously we're going all the way through a starter game here, how we set up the game. Okay, there's an activation phase by the look of it. That tells us how we activate our unit, so I presume it shows how we move using the templates and stuff. The end phase, and the most important thing, obviously, well, winning the game isn't the most important thing. Enjoying the game is the most important thing, but, you know, it's always good in a guide to actually have a, you know, how we win the game. And then goes over our actions, so it looks like we can move, we can attack, we can aim, and we can dodge. That's obviously what the tokens are going to be for. Okay, so it looks like we're just going over the basics, how we move, unit cohesion. Okay, tells us how our vehicles move. So we're going to have our walkers running around the place and speeder bikes flying about, a la Endor from the Return of the Jedi. Okay, so we're going to a couple of the little restrictions and stuff. Our attack actions, it's showing us basically our cards, our unit cards, and how many dice we're going to need and all that kind of juicy stuff. So right now it looks like it's quite a strategic little game in there. We're moving units, we're rolling dice, you know, able to wound, suffering wounds and stuff like that. We can aim by the look of it, so I'm presuming that's going to make it more precise. Dodge will probably be the opposite of that, help you with a little bit of a defensive role. And weapons. So again, it looks like we're rolling different dice for different weapons. If we look at the bottom here, I'm trying to get that into shot, where you can see on the left hand side we have a weapon that, oh, what's this? Sorry. Okay, yeah, it looks like a lightsaber. And it looks like we're going to roll 6 black dice for that one there. Or if we have a blaster, we're going to roll a couple of red dice. So the coloured dice are obviously dependent on the stronger weapons. Okay, tells us how to start a melee. And then it goes into a little bit of stuff about terrain and barricades. That's what our barricades are for. Remember earlier I mentioned about the cover, leaders and cover. Okay, terrain and cover. So it's all, anybody who's played like a basic war game will understand this. For you guys who haven't and who do fancy it, they're very, very basic concepts. They really are. Don't think there's anything complicated. Okay, so stop. You have read the rules needed to play the learning battle. After playing, read the expanded rules section. Okay, so obviously we're now going to go off into expanded rules, where we explain more stuff. I'm not going to go into these, to be honest with you. You know, there's like things like army building, so we're obviously going to be able to go away and pick our factions, you know, Empire, Rebel. Hopefully they'll bring a mercenary ones out, things like Boba Fett and the Bounty Hunters, that'd be amazing. Okay, and it's just going over the different tokens, upgrades, things like that. So what I'd recommend, if you actually fancy this game, guys, is to go away, set it all up, build your models, and then pick your factions and basically start playing it. But I'd recommend your first couple of battles I'd go with the introductory game, you know, they're there for a reason and they really are good for the learning curve. Okay, and then we're just having a little bit of a blurb here now. Star Wars Legion as a hobby. Okay, so it tells you about collecting. Looks like they're going to try and set up a community, and again, Fantasy Flight are really good for this, guys. Oh, organised play, so they're probably looking at going into tournaments at some stage. And we have a nice little shot there of like a table with a little bit of scenery, giving you an idea of how the game would look. Again, assembling the miniatures, preparing your miniatures for painting. Okay, so painting is obviously the next step if you wish to do it. I am going to build these. I am not going to paint them. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I am not a painter. I cannot paint to save my life. Okay, so I'll be playing with the miniatures unpainted, but I mean, this is nice. It shows you a model primed, okay, a little bit of base coat, which is basically all your colours on there, a wash, which is an ink, which you just basically put over, and then they've layered it, and then they've gone on for a little bit of detail. So, you know, that gives you a little bit of an idea of how far you can go with this if you really want to. Okay, and models and terrain as well. Okay, so for any Star Wars fans out there, I mean, this is just fan service, isn't it? You know what I mean, really. Making desert buildings, that's nice actually, because a lot of scenery is actually expensive. So for them to be able to give us a little bit of a guide, a little bit of an idea on how we do this stuff is really nice. And we finish off with the credits, the game designers and the writers, and a nice colour image there of Vader and Luke. Okay, guys? So that's the rule book done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go away, I'm going to stress the heck out of myself and go and build these miniatures, and then I shall show you the miniatures as well as the counters, and then we can go back up top. Okay folks, so as previously promised, I said I'd unpop all the tokens and show you them up close. I've got to be honest, not playing a game, I don't know what they're used for. This one here is obviously going to be a round counter, and they will be for your units. These are interesting. They are basically look like dividers, so you can mark off the area for your battles where you deploy your troops. Not seen that done in a game before with Fantasy Flight, though I might be wrong. Okay, so we have various different tokens. We have ones and numbers on as well. Okay. There's an awful lot, as you can tell. And then we come down here to the range rulers. These things click together and are the range of your weapons when you fire them. Example, range 2. These are some of your dice, more of the dice, one last set of dice, and then these look like the movement templates. Okay, so I'm now going to show you the models. Okay guys, so just an overhead view of the rebels. We have our walker guy here, and then we have a squad of 5 guys here, a squad of 5 guys here, a couple of heavy weapon guys here, our commander Luke Skywalker here, and a couple more heavy weapon, they look like ion guns there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show some of these in a little bit more detail in a minute. I'll now show you the Empire. Okay, and an overview of the Empire forces. So starting with Vader, and again I'm going to go up close with these in a bit. 2 squads of stormtroopers, 2 heavy weapon guys, 2 more heavy weapon guys with what look like rocket launchers, and our speeder bikes. And also our 8 barriers. Okay guys, and as promised, a close-up of the figures. This is the rebel guy on the walker. Go to our commander, Luke Skywalker, complete with lightsaber. Our heavy weapons guys, and our other heavy weapons guys with the ion cannons. Then we have our 2 troop units. The commander here looks like binocs and a rifle. Then he's got his team of 4 more guys. So the rebel squads are going to be 5 in number. And again, a second identical unit. Okay, and this time the guy, remember I told you about super glue? Let there be a lesson there, folks. And a close-up of the Empire forces, starting with Lord Darth Vader. And then the amazing speeder bike guys. 2 of them there you can see. One on his bike in pursuit, the other in an action pose firing his weapon back. Okay, then we go to the 2 rocket launcher guys. And then the 2, I'm not sure what these are, the heavy rifles, heavy blasters possibly. And the Empire units, led by the Stormtrooper commander and his 4 teammates. Okay, and again, another Stormtrooper commander and 4 more teammates. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed the close-ups. Let's go up top and let's finish this thing off. Okay guys, welcome back up top. So we've now opened the box, we've had a look at the contents, I've shown you the sprues and I've shown you the models built. The one thing I'd like to say about the models before I go any further is they do require super glue and not plastic glue. Okay, just a little hobby tip for you. I've not played this game personally, however I've seen it played plenty of times on YouTube how-to videos. It looks like a really good game and I can't wait to actually try it. On a side note, I intend to start a new series over the next few months about how to play games, and this one will be one of them. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this review and I'll see you all for the next one.